Today we're going to be looking at things that we've all experienced but won't admit. Fun fact, we're all humans, and even though we are humans, we are very human. Like, you know, we go through the same things every single day. You might think that some of your experiences are unique, but I can guarantee you 99.9% of other people have went through them as well. Nobody might ear randomly. I don't know why, but I honestly think I'm going to be going deaf one day. I think that means like the really high-pitched noise. Does anyone else constantly have like that static high-pitched noise in like the back of their head and like in their ears? I think it's because like I always listen to music way too loudly, and I know that whenever I was younger I was told not to do that because then that would happen, but then I still done it. But it's like for some reason my ears are always like ringing and making high-pitched noises whenever I try to sleep, and it's so irritating. It's like constantly a buzzing noise. It's just like casually in the back of my head. Can we normalize saying we love a book without remembering anything about it? What's your favorite part? The vibes. That is me with Harry Potter. Like, I don't really read a lot of books. I kind of do when I get into books, so if there's any good books, comment down below. But whenever it comes to Harry Potter, like, I know a lot about it, but then I don't. It's kind of like whenever you're younger, your parents would be like, oh, what you do at school today? And it's like, you literally can't remember. It's like, I don't know, but we definitely did do stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm going to recommend something, it's probably because it's good. Even though I can't remember why it's good or what actually happened, I just knew for a fact that it's good. Me walking out of a store pretending I didn't steal anything, even though I didn't. That's actually happened to me quite a few times. Basically, I've went in, looked around, decided not to buy anything, and then I have to walk out as if, like, I'm not stealing. Because I feel like if you walk out and you look suspicious, even though you're not stealing, they're going to accuse you of stealing. There's been a few times I was in Tesco's and, like, the workers would kind of watch me walking out. Mainly because, like, they thought I had something, so, like, I had to pretend like I wasn't, you know, stealing. Even though, like, I wasn't, but it's like, if I looked around or, like, made eye contact with them, then it would be suspicious. But I hate workers like that. Do you ever get, like, a vibe from a worker where it's like, you know that they think that you, like, stole, even though you didn't steal, but, like, they think that you've stolen? I don't know, it's weird. It causes me anxiety. How do y'all walk in shallow water? I mean, I certainly walk. I walk like the one in the bottom. It's quite fun, isn't it? You kind of move around like a wee alligator. Okay, I used to love going swim. Whenever I was like 8, I would go swimming so much. I was a proper professional as well. You know, I done thing with my school where it was like a mile swim, and like I done very, very well. I was able to complete it. Like, yeah, if you're in like the shallow bit of the water, of course you're gonna walk like that. Like, it's fun. You're basically slipping around like a wee snake. Do you ever pull out your phone to check the time, but you have to do it again because you forgot to look at the clock, or am I just stupid? Nope, you're not stupid. We've all done that. Or have you ever like pulled out your phone to like look at something and then you read it and then forget about it? It's like, what was the point of me literally reading it? Like, I read but it didn't go into my head. Yet again, we're all unique people, but we've all went through the exact same situations. 19 5-star reviews, 2,284.6 star reviews, absolutely. I mean, I won't buy anything if there's not high star reviews. Because think if all the 19 reviews could be fake, but if it's got like 1,000 reviews and like they're mainly good, then it's obviously quite good. I don't know, it's just like I don't trust anyone, especially Amazon. I recently ordered a book. It was Prince Harry's memoir. For some reason it cost me £60. I think because I got like a paperback cover and there's only hardback covers out in the UK, but it cost me £60. Like, why did it cost so much? In what world would a biography be worth £60? And it had 13,000 5-star reviews, so maybe I should just stop buying stuff from shops full stop because apparently I'm wasting all my money. When I pass someone to see if they look as stupid as they drive, yeah, oh god, that's happened to me especially a lot with old people. Sometimes if someone's like driving really weirdly, you know, like really slow, or like you can just tell they're a dumb driver, I will always go to my way to sort of look at them and give them like a side eye. And 99.9% of the time it's either a really young person or like an old person. Like, I feel so bad, especially if it's like an old person, because think of it, old people are old. You know, they shouldn't be driving. I definitely do believe that there should be like a driving limit. I feel like if you're over the age of 70, you should not be behind a car, because imagine 70-year-old driving a car. That's the reason I give them looks, because they drive stupidly. I've been alive for 20 years and still haven't found the right thing to say when somebody knocks on the door of the public bathroom you're in. People knock on the door of public bathrooms. Now, I'm so sorry. If I was in a public toilet and someone knocked on the door, I'd just be like, ugh, just like make a noise, like pretend to fart. They actually do that. Like, surely if you're gonna go into like a public toilet, like a cubicle, you should like, you know, push on the door to see if it like opens or not. That's what I do. I'm assuming that's like an American, but like, do they literally knock on like the actual doors? Plus, American cubicles are scary. In the UK, you can't really see into the toilet, but like in America, there's a big gap. So like basically where the door is, like there's a wee gap which you could basically put your face for and like see what they're doing. It's kind of freaky. When your ear randomly pops and your hearing suddenly increases by 50%, finally inner peace. See, that is so weird because my ears always pop whenever I'm going down hills or taking off in airplanes. It's so weird. It's like, what actually is it? Because it's not like your ear exploding, is it? Something else that I really love is whenever you get out of like a swimming pool, like your ears are clogged up, you can basically hold your head at like a certain angle and push in your ear, and like the water like drips out, but like you can feel it slowly coming out and it's like really warm. Something like that is so small, but honestly it feels so good. Like, I love it. When you finish the ice cream and start nibbling in the wooden stick, honestly I proper turn into a wee beaver. What's that other thing that I do? There's something else. Do you ever get like a drumstick lollipop and you know how it's got like the cardboard? What is it? It's kind like a paper stick. I always chew in that and then like eventually chew it into like a wee ball. But there's something else that I chew on, but I can't remember what it is. What is it? Oh, the plastic ones. Do you ever get like them? Is it Lulu or Hulu? What are the lollipops called? Let me look it up. I mean, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Basically, I always chew in that bit. Like, I just think it's so satisfying. Also, I used to love them growing up. Like, they're honestly the best lollipops ever. Me, literally, anytime I'm holding a TV remote, after all, why not? Why shouldn't I slide off the battery cover? I mean, yeah, it's satisfying. I actually do need to get new batteries for a TV remote because mum's got a TV downstairs. It's a good TV, but for some reason, there was like a big delay whenever, you know, you press the buttons on the remote. I also do think it's an LG TV, and like LG TVs are meant, like it's a really good high quality TV, but for some reason, the response time from like the remote to the TV is like so like lagged. It takes 5 seconds for it to do whatever you want to do. That's another thing that I feel like we all love doing. Like, it's just so satisfying, isn't it? Me trying to stay sleepy when going to the bathroom at 4 a.m. Yeah, you basically do the good old wee sleepwalk where it's like you're basically sleepy, you're also awake. I mean, that's the best thing to do because like I feel like if you open your eyes, you're gonna wake yourself up. You kind of just walk around like that and feel your way to the toilet, you know, sit down, do your pee, and then get back into bed. Like, I feel like if I open my eyes to like turn a light on, I'm gonna wake myself up. And the worst thing ever is whenever you wake up in like the middle of the night and you can't get back to sleep. Honestly, I would trade my limbs to avoid that. Y'all remember in first grade when we were just chilling in class and somebody threw up out of nowhere? I don't think anyone threw up in my class, but one time someone peed themselves. I'm not joking, they flooded the carpet. I think it was every Friday or like sometime during the week we would have like carpet time where you'd sit in like the carpet and like read a book or something like that. There was a girl who was like sat in front of me. I don't know what happened, but for some reason everything went wrong. Like, she just let it rip. She was basically sat in front of me and I could slowly see that like the carpet was basically sucking up her pee like a sponge, and I could see the dampness getting really close to me. Like, it was proper peeing. It's like, I can understand, you know, if you're like a wee baby peeing yourself, but it's like, this girl, how old was she? How old was I in primary school? I can't even remember. I do know we were very young, but it's like at that point you should not be peeing in a carpet. But yeah, I feel like everyone had like an accident on a carpet, either where someone like peed or like vomited. And you know, whenever you go to like a toilet, how you press like the button to flush the toilet. I remember one time in primary school someone peed in that bit. Like, if you went to flush the toilet, you couldn't actually flush it because like it was covered in pee. Ugh, what kid was doing that? Whenever I walk by a tree, I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but I love picking leaves and just like feeling them. I'll basically get like the leaf in my hand and like just kind of like rub it like that into like a wee like thin thing. I actually kind of do feel really bad for the trees, because think of it, if you're literally ripping off a tree leaf, you're basically like, what would it be? Amputating like part of the tree. That's basically what it is. It's kind of evil. 13-year-old me watching television with my parents not moving a muscle so they don't notice it's past my bedtime. Yeah, again, that is something that we can all relate to. Like, we literally are exactly the same people. Like, we genuinely have not had a unique experience. What was my bedtime whenever I was 13? Probably like 10. Yeah, 10 p.m. or like 9 p.m. Nah, it wasn't 9, it was definitely 10. I remember news would come on and then my parents would sort of like give me a look and it's like, right, get up to bed. But fun fact, my dog actually ratted me out a few times. Basically, whenever I was 13, my dog Molly would, you know, kind of come into the living room, but sometimes like she'd sort of like sit in front of me and, you know, like look at my parents while she was sat in front of me to get their attention. You know, basically to hint at saying, oh my god, you know, it's time for him to go to bed. So, you know, my dog proper ratted me out. How dare she? I mean, she's dead now, so what am I gonna do, curse her? The tag of my shirt touching my back, my brain. Yeah, that is definitely something that I've related to. Like, if you ever do feel a tag in like the back of your clothing, it is not a good feeling. I cut all the tags off the back of my clothing because I hate that feeling right there. But something that I do love about clothes is labels. Like, I'm obsessed with labels. I've actually got one right here and I don't know why, but I think I find them so soothing because it's like silky. I feel like we all had that one thing we done whenever we were younger, which like calmed us down, you know, kept us in check. For me, it's feeling labels. So it's like, if clothing has labels like this, the nice silky ones, I'm gonna automatically buy it. But see that right there, the tags, I hate them. It just does feel like a spider is basically crawling up your back. Me sweating in my bed because I have a blanket on no matter what the temperature. Yeah, exactly. Oh god. I always get scared that like if I don't have like a blanket or something covering me, that first of all I'm gonna freeze to death or like something's gonna get me. Does that ever happen to you? It's like, oh, I feel like if someone like went to stab me, like the blanket would somehow stop the stab wound. Even though it just wouldn't, that's like a comfort thing. And yeah, like I don't like showing my back off or like, you know, sleeping without something covering me. Yeah, again, because I feel like something is under my bed and it's gonna like eat me and kill me. Nobody, the sun that I drew when I was 5. Yeah, again, that's something else we done. Like I feel like in every single painting or drawing, I'd always do the sun in the corner. It's like the sun isn't a corner. It's not like 25% of the sun. You're meant to draw the whole sun. Why did we all do that? Like, why did we all randomly draw the sun in the corner? there. And also thinking about it now, we never really drew like our little paintings as if like the world was round. We always made it out as if like the world was flat. Maybe that's where all the conspiracy theorists, flat earthers came from. Like they literally took their paintings too far. They genuinely believed that the earth was like that. Someone sends me a screenshot. Me checks their battery and network provider. Whenever my friends send me screenshots, if their battery is on like 1% or like under 20%, I will literally like ignore the screenshot and be like, charge your phone. I don't understand how people can literally have the phone without it being like half charged. I mean, I think you are meant to like basically run it down to the bottom before you pop it in charge. But me personally, if my phone's under like 20%, I get anxious because I feel like from the 0 to 20%, it can literally die within the space of about 2 minutes. Like it's really unpredictable. You don't know how long that's gonna last. It could either last a week or like a minute. I mean, I still look at my phone right now, it is in 38%, so I think I need to charge this. Y'all ever notice how when you lose the remote, you lose trust in everyone? Are you sitting in the remote? No. Alright, stand up then. I mean, we all do that because they usually are sitting on the remote. It's quite weird, isn't it? Like, I feel like sometimes you can sit and stuff like that and don't realize you're actually sitting on it. There's been so many times whenever I was younger where, like, I would lose something, whether it was, like, my wallet, my phone, like, a remote, and, like, I'd be sitting on it and I wouldn't even know. It's quite scary. It's kind of like the remote literally sinks into your bum. You're either sitting on the remote or somehow it's made its way down the back of the sofa. Like, there's been so many times whenever, like, my remote and phone has got down the crack of the sofa and it's like, I don't even know how it got down there. When you carry your pet to your room and it walks out. See, I would have loved to brought my dog up to my room, but I've got a room upstairs and my dog didn't go upstairs. She wasn't really, well, she was allowed, but she didn't like going upstairs. There'd be so many times whenever I take my dog into a TV room, you know, to give her cuddles and kisses and stroke her. It's like the minute she goes in, she just walks out. It's weird. It's like, why don't you want my love? I'm telling you, animals are shady, especially dogs. Cats are even worse. I do have a video coming very soon about cats, but trust me, sometimes cats can be very, very evil. Me watching an airplane's wings during takeoff, trying to figure out if them little flaps are supposed to be moving like that. Nah, I'm sorry, whenever I'm in an airplane, I hate going into ones that have got like propellers. In Northern Ireland, I think there's 2 airports, George Best and then Belfast City or International, something like that. There's basically 2 main airports. Most of the planes in that airport have propellers, so it's not like the big engine ones that you see in like the big like 10-hour planes. It is like little things that basically, it's like a helicopter thing, and I hate going on them planes because they freak me out so much. I think that they're so small and just like, ugh, cheap. Like I think they're gonna fall out of the sky. But it's quite crazy whenever you're up in an airplane. Like the only thing that is stopping you from dying is literally the people driving the airplane and like the engines and like the propellers. Like there's literally that much glass between you and the outside. Imagine if that glass broke and you like got sucked out. But now sometimes I proper look at the plane and I think, oh my god, this plane's gonna fall out of the sky. Like it looks cheap. Remember those days when you miss school and you check the time and think they're eating right now? Okay, so I didn't do that in school because I was never allowed to miss school. I don't think I ever missed a day of school. I think the only time I missed school was whenever I was sick when I was like 7, and it was because I vomited a minute before going out the door. But now that I'm not in school anymore, like, well, I'm not actually up whenever they're eating lunch and like breaks, so I don't know what I'm saying. But sometimes I'll sort of like look at my clock and be like, oh my god, they got out at this time. Or you know, I bet you someone's in a geography lesson at this time absolutely bored out of their mind. Whenever I was in school, the start time was 9, or was it? I think you had to be in school for 10 to 9, and then the first class started at 9:10, and then we got out at like 2:30, 3:30. It depends. It kind of changed every week. But yeah, I kind of miss them days. Like I miss being in school and like pissing around and fighting everyone, or like I didn't fight anyone, but we purposely aggravated the teachers. Me restarting the song because I blinked in my favorite part. Yeah, that is something that I do. Like, oh my god, don't even get me started. I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I'm listening to a song, I kind of sing along with it in my head. And like if I'm like a second out of time, I completely restart the song. And I feel like with every song, there's a certain part of it that you just love. Just like you will just completely like replay that bit. I always do that with like remixes and like performances. For example, Rihanna, whenever she just performed at like Super Bowl, there's certain parts that like I'll skip, and then there's certain parts that I'll constantly replay. I think it's just like so satisfying to our brain. It's kind of like ASMR for our brain, but it's like music. Don't talk to me when I'm rubbing my eyes, I won't hear you. Nah, I always do. That's quite weird, isn't it? Why is it? Like if you rub your eyes, obviously you can still hear. Is it because like you're distracted? I mean, if I put my fingers in my eyes right now, it's quite crazy to think that's my eye. Oh, I swear eyes are literally like pieces of jelly. But what is stopping you from putting your finger through your eye and like squishing it? Am I the only one who like struggles with like really weird intensive impulses? It's like I randomly want to do something out of nowhere. Do you ever like see someone sit in front of like a lorry and you want to throw them in front of the lorry? That might just be me because it might be a bit evil. But you know, sometimes I really struggle with like intrusive actions. seconds. And it's like on the daily I have to fight me putting my finger through my bloody eye. Website, you must be of legal age to view this content. What year were you born in? Me at 11, playing it safe, 1953. I mean, yeah, let's be completely honest. The website's like actually check that. Like you can't really check it, can you? It's kind of like in the UK whenever like the BBC asks you, oh, if you got like a license, everyone just says yes when they quite clearly don't. Also, whenever I was younger, sometimes I literally would say I'm like a 77-year-old. And like that was me signing up for like Ben Weevils and Mushy Monsters. And it's like, what 7-year-old is going to be playing Mushy Monsters? Also, what happens if you did put your age at like 154? Would you get banned off it? Technically you wouldn't, but then you could, because like they don't know how to prove that you're actually 154, but then you might be. I mean, think of it, the oldest person in the world right now, how old are they? Like 100 and something. Imagine if they signed up for Instagram, made an Instagram account. 6-year-old me. After all, why not? Yeah, I was literally doing that earlier. Like honestly, that was a goat thing. Like everyone loved doing that. The other thing I love to do is like shake up bottles of Coke. Or do you ever like pour Coke or like Diet Coke in like a bottle or like a cup, and then like it fizzes up and you like suck in like the fizziness? It's so addicting. Like I love doing it. But look at that. That reminds me whenever I used to have strawberry milk growing up. That was so long ago. That's weird, isn't it? Me pretending to need something at the store until the person moves out of the way of the stuff I actually need. Yeah, again, that's something I done so much. And it's like, why? Like, why do we do that? If you genuinely need something, just say, oopsie daisies, could I grab that? Because it's like, you don't want to go up and like, you know, disturb them. Then it's like, sometimes it can literally be stood there for about 10 minutes. That's quite weird, is it? Like, I swear we've literally all done that. Chasing after a ping pong ball is so dehumanizing. Yeah, it's basically like a bouncy ball. It's like you bounce it and then it just like randomly runs away. And I feel like it's kind of like a paper airplane. It's like you try to grab it and like you just can't pick it up. It is quite dehumanizing, isn't it? I used to love a good wee bit of ping pong and badminton. It's like whenever it comes to picking them things up, you just can't do it. It's embarrassing. Me after not paying attention to the entire conversation. Damn, that's crazy. I mean, yeah, sometimes whenever someone's talking to me, I don't want to listen, I just zone out. Quite interesting, isn't it? Like, I feel like it's quite cool. Do you ever do that where it's like someone's talking to you and then you just completely zone out? It's like, yeah, you're listening, but it's like your brain, it's like completely went somewhere else. The receptionist at the dentist office will look at you dead in the eyes and ask if you're available 4 months and 13 days from now. I mean, yeah, how am I supposed to know that? I mean, sometimes receptionists at places can literally scare me. They're either really, really nice, boring, or but it's like, what am I supposed to know what I'm doing in 4 months and like 13 days? They always make it so precise as well. It's like, what are you doing in 4 months, 13 days, and 6 hours from now? Are you available to come in at this time? You know, are you busy? And it's like, I don't know. Like, it's 4 months away. I haven't planned that for yet. Well, anyways, guys, that's some things that we've all experienced, and we really are not as unique as what we thought. If you related to something, let me know what you did. And if there's anything else you've related to which you didn't see in this video, let me know, because we probably will relate as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're subscribed, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video.